Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I hope that you are listening to me. Let us continue from the point where we had left yesterday. आवाज पहुंच रही है आप तक? हेलो?
जी सर, जी सर,
ठीक, ठीक,
जी सर।
ठीक. Yesterday, the last point was the same Homer who pleased Athens and Rome 2000 years ago is still admired at Paris and at London. All the changes of climate, government, religion, and language have not been able to obscure his glory. So he has given the best example of the writers over here. And he's of the view that, for example, Homer was a Greek writer. Okay, so he was not only limited to Athens, but his popularity certainly spread all over the world. And as he is a classical writer of ancient times, but till today, his writing, his poetry, his contribution is admired, means all over the world. The passage of time, the passage of time reveals which are the exemplary works of art. It means that those works of greatest writers are certainly exemplary, and the time has proved them. Authority or prejudice may give temporary work to a bad poet or orator. Suppose if you have authority, as we have a number of examples of court poets as well. Sorry, court poets. Then certainly either their poetry is of the great value or not. Either their poetry is good or bad, but they are always admired by means authority is concerned, and the government also means uh, support them. But that support is temporary. Okay, that support is temporary. That means speech is temporary, but his reputation will never be durable or general. But as far as the reputation of the poet or any artist is concerned, then it is certainly limited to particular period of time, and it will never be means given any importance after a certain age. So overall, it means the message over here is that you cannot means use your authority, your power in order to praise the people, but your work will certainly earn you great name or name and fame or good name or bad name. When the compositions are examined by future generation or by foreigners, the attraction is dissipated. It means that if a person is a poet of low caliber, that his poetry will not be appreciated anywhere, and his faults appear in their true colors. On the contrary, a real genius, the longer his works endure and the more wider they are spread. So, for example, if he is a genius and he is a poet of the highest caliber, that time and space and means are no more greatest hindrances in his way, but his work will be accepted everywhere. The more sincere is the admiration which he meets with. It means that he'll certainly earn sincerity of the people. The immediate pressure of envy, personal acquaintances, and so on can cloud our judgment. Suppose what is happening nowadays, I receive daily messages from the people, and those messages are that For example, I'm sending you this video lecture, and you may first of all like it and uh, put your comments over there. On the one other hand, whoever knows you in the city, you may forward them, and you may also ask them that to like it and give positive comments. No, see, no, see, means if this is the caliber, if this is the caliber of the people, and if they simply uh, m- means want to get your favor, then your work is nothing then, right? So on the basis of your acquaintances, on the basis of your circle, or on the basis of your relations, if you want to uh, get the praise from the people, then it is useless, right? But once these are removed and the work is judged only on its own merits, suppose कि if if your work is certainly praiseworthy, and if it is judged on the basis of your work, then this is the real work, and this is the real praise. It means that you have done something good. We can observe the beauties. Sorry. On the contrary, a real genius, the longer his work endures and the more wider they are spread, the more sincere is the admiration which he meets with. It means that if your work is very good, and if you have produced certain type of piece of literature, it will earn you great name and fame. It it will earn you great name and fame, right? So it is essential that on the basis of your friend circle, on the basis of your acquaintances, you will not force the people to give you positive feedback and etc. Why? Because it is temporary. It is temporary. So you should try your level best to produce such a work of art that it may earn you great name and fame. And it will be not for the particular age, but it must be for all the ages to come. The immediate pressure of environment. I have explained this one. Now let us move forward to paragraphs number from paragraphs number 12 and 13. In Acha, this appeal to beauties which are naturally fitted to excite agreeable sentiments implies the rules are in fact not subjective but objective. So beauty certainly has its own appeal. As we have already discussed the word over here, that beauty lies in the inner self of each and every one of us. That, and if you can recall in your memories, that when we learn introjection, and the definition of introjection is that when you look at the things, then and automatically the words may come out of your mouth. What a beautiful flower the rose is. Okay, so in the same way, when you look at the word, when you go through any piece of art, then such type of expressions, sudden expressions and feelings may come automatically out of your inner self. So it means that the beauty that lies in the inner self of every one of us, it means comes out automatically when the work of art or any type of objects of nature is presented before it. I think that let us Sorry. Uh, okay. So imply. Acha. Ag- excite agreeable sentiments means emotions implies the rules are in fact not subjective but objective. It means that the objective over here means that the work of art that is presented before you, and there is a relationship between, yesterday we discussed the relationship between relationship between and image and sentiments. Suppose the image is before you, so now uh, it will certainly appeal to your sentiments. That sentiments are feelings, are emotions that you may speak automatically in favor of it, or you will never resist your praise for the object. Otherwise, where do they get their long standing authority? Hume explains. It means that if the object is not of the importance, then it will never be able to stand out at stand out distinctively. It appears then that amidst all variety and impulse of taste, there are certain general principles of approbation or blame, whose influence a careful eye may trace in all operations of mind. Right? So now here again, that suppose if there is a variety of the things, then it will certain impulse means urge. Urge that uh, whenever we look at an object, we find uh, that our eyes certainly appeal to our intellect to praise the thing. As a result, we praise the same. Okay, and all operations of mind. Operation of mind means operation of intellect. Why? Because in the beginning we have discussed the intellectual beauty. We have discussed the intellectual beauty. Sorry, I'm very sorry for that. Why? Because his name is Saad, and whenever I allow him to join the class, then his means mic is unmute. As a result, I have disturbance of the noise that is around him. Some particular forms are qualities from the original structure of internal fabric are calculated to please and others to displease. No, now here the thing is that internal means, as I mentioned earlier, that beauty lies in the inner self of each and every one of us. Number one. And number two, there's also intellectual beauty as well. Suppose if the object is not quite appealing, then certainly your bad type of views will come out. And if it is appealing positively, that on the other hand, you will not resist yourself to praise the work of art. Note the principles of approbation or blame. So these are the principles of approbation. Either to approve the things or to disapprove them, and not in the object, but in the operations of the mind in its response to the object. Operations of mind means intellectual beauty rejects bad things, and and there's also vice versa. Hume seems to be saying that yes, all taste is subjective. So here, all the emphasis is that the standard of the task is subjective, but object is essential to task. Hume means to be saying that yes, all test is subjective, but there are tendencies in the human organism. But certainly there are tendencies in human organism. And what are those tendencies? Acha. Organisms are a constitution that make us more likely to value some beauties or rules over others. Tendency of what? There's a tendency in the means human nature to give more value and to give less value. For example, if I present any a piece of art such as portrait and ask you a question, are there not only one piece but two or three pieces? First of all, you will look at all the objects, and then afterwards you will start to give your judgment. Your judgment uh, uh, is the standard of taste, right? You will say this is good, but this is fair, but this is best of all these two. If you uh, if you recall in your memories that why do we use uh, positive, comparative, and superlative degrees of adjectives, right? This is good, but this is the best. We also means and we also give importance to the objects in such a way, and this is human nature, this is a human tendency, and it is in the human organism. There are some particular forms or qualities in the object that give us pleasure or displeasure. So now see, there are certain qualities in the object. Sometimes we get pleasure, sometimes we are displeased. We don't like them. But this would be personal liking and disliking then. It means that if your standard of task is not quite good, then you will have to enhance your knowledge. When you will be able to enhance your knowledge, then your intellectual beauty will certainly uh, develop. And then the wisdom will also be generated over there. And you will be able to judge the things. Sometimes the judgment is superficial. Sometimes the judgment is very much means deep. Superficial, ठीक है, it is okay, whatever it is. Okay, so we are looking at this thing from the superficial point of view. Suppose if we are not no more poets or no more critics, then we don't know poetic diction and etc. We will certainly look at the superficial meaning of the words and etc. And when they appeal to our emotions and feelings, then we will say that certainly this is a piece of poetry or this poem is quite appealing, and it also represents reality. And today, for example, let me to give you an example, and I'll send you the Faiz, I think that is the Faraz Ahmad Faraz or Faiz Ahmad Faiz poetry uh, regarding the society. He has criticized the society, the government, the people, the criminals, police, and whole the system of the society. That, for example, he says that it means that when there is an acute shortage of fundamental type of things such as water and food items and milk, and if there is a uh, uh, sorry, when the things are no more pure, when people are looking upward to the plains for dropping the eatables for the masses, in such type of situation, man loses his honor and respect. So, uh, so the means government rulers must be hanged over there. And whenever you visit police station, you don't find any type of justice over there. And whenever the justice in the court of law is being sold against the handful coins, then over there uh, it is futile to live in such type of society. And those are responsible for all that, they must be hanged. So, for example, as all of us are living in Pakistan in our society, and what had happened, especially on the motorway, with the women along with the children, when we look at the thing and when we go through the lines of Faizam and Faiz, oh my God, he, now he has not composed the poetry yesterday after that incident, but he composed it some few years back or 10 years back. But now see that we find the real reality of the era, even of digital era, in his poetry. So he is not for the particular age, for particular period of time. It was not only happened in those days, but same is the situation over here. I'm sending you WhatsApp on WhatsApp. You may go through his poetry, and then when you are alone and when you are in peace and tranquility, with the coolness of mind, you may listen to him by closing your eyes, and then means you may start to think over about him. My aim is not to find faults from the system or society, no, no, but our aim is how to improve our behaviors, how to means improve the behaviors of the people in society, how we should behave means over here. Either we should be very cruel to others, we should be very sympathetic to others, and etc. So this is the thing, in fact. So this is the standard of the test. This is the standard of test, that how you are going to look at object and how it appeals to your intellectual faculties. Oh my God. She is Salita and she has unmuted her. So now see that this is the example. This is the best example to understand that how you will be able to develop uh, a standard of test. So now see why I'm going to quote the current references or current examples of this time. It was yesterday when all of us went into darkness in the light of cities. Eh, Sorry, in the city of light. Means how did we face water and means stormy rains over here, and what were the after effects of the same? If someone writes few lines about it, then certainly we will welcome it. Anyway, so let us continue the same. Okay, please let me to allow her. Right. So this was the example, and I hope that all of you might have got my point. I means certainly this example might have helped you in understanding the standard of task. Hume clearly considers these properties reliable. They will please us. If they do not, if they do not, the blame lies in some defect in human organism. It means that these are the properties on the basis of which um, any piece of work may please us. If it fails to please us, then it means that there are certain faults and flaws in our understanding the things. These are the defects in human organism. We are no more inclined towards the things. In each creature, there is a sound and a defective state, and the former alone can be supposed to afford us a true standard of taste and sentiment. So now see that these two things are important, and we all are human beings and we possess these things. Number one, sound, and number two, a defective state. Defective state means certainly we have faults and follies. So we should try our level best to understand. Sorry, we should try our best to improve them. Now, see, even at this stage, even in little judgments, when we are asked by our friends, our family members, and others that they need our wise suggestion in this matter, what what we do, especially in the light of our background knowledge and with the help of intellectual faculties, with the help of our experiences and observation, we give them honest suggestion. And this is the duty of each and every one of us, that whenever we are approached by people for suggestion, then we must be very much sincere to them. In each creature, okay, just as a person with flu can't be expected to judge the flavor in real because his or her sense of taste will be impaired. He has given the examples of defectiveness over here. Okay, what are defectives? How we will be able to understand the defects in our human organism? That here the example is that suppose if you have flu, you are suffering from flu, then you will not be able to have the taste of the things, and even water becomes quite tasteless, tea becomes quite tasteless for us, and we are unable to taste the things. For what or why? Because because we are suffering from flu, and in flu we are unable to taste the things. So we cannot judge the flavors in meal because his or her sense of taste will be impaired. Taste means is failed away. A person whose faculties are defective can't respond to art with most appropriate pleasure and thus can't make the best judgment of it. Same is the case with human intellectual faculties. Suppose there are there are certain defectives in it. How you will be able to judge the piece of any piece of literature? So these are the issues. So these are the defectives. Now, see, you will also feel that with the help of little example, a day-to-day example, how David Hume has tried his level best to make us understand regarding the defectives that lies that uh, those defectives lie in the uh, intellectual faculties of people. In a community of healthy faculties, in a community of healthy faculties, Hume thinks that we find our standard of task. It means that in intellectual faculties, we can find these, we can find we can find out a standard of task. If in the sound state of organ there be an entire or considerable uniform, and now we are running out of time, so I'll certainly continue after 10 minutes because we know very well that this program certainly is only for 40 minutes. So, okay, let me to complete this one. There be an entire considerable conformity of sentimenting among men. We may hence drive an idea of the perfect beauty in like manner as appearance of object in daylight to the eye of man in health is dominated their true and real color, even while color is allowed to be merely an illusion of senses. He has given an example that in a broad daylight you can easily find out the colors of the things. Okay, and if You look at the things in darkness or objects in darkness, you will not be able to see the colors of the things. And he has called the colors as mere illusion of senses. For example, when you look upward, we are of the view that sky and the sky seems blue in color, but scientists are of the view that sky's color is not blue. There are so many colors over there in the space. So now see, for example, if I don't know science, it means that if I don't know science, then it means that I might have understood all these things. Uh, as far as the color of sky is blue, so it might be blue for me. So okay, I'm going to stop over here. I'll invite you after 10 minutes or 15 minutes as soon as I get again the program. So I think that if you have any question, then let me know about them, and I'll. G.
Sir, I am Ruby Khanna. Sir, ये तव्हांजो नेक्स्ट सेशन मां अटेंड न करे सघंदसि, मुंहिंजो जेको नेट जो पैकेज आहे हींअर ख़तमु थी वेंदो।
Sorry.
सर, मां कान अटेंड करे सघंदसि। सर, तव्हांजो जेको नेक्स्ट सेशन आहे न, मां कान क्लास जो अटेंड करे सघंदसि, छाकाणि त मुंहिंजो नेट जो पैकेज ख़तमु थी
Okay,
वेंदो
okay,
हिन
no
महिल।
problem. का ॻाल्हि न आहे. No problem.
सॉरी सर।
हाँ हाँ, don't you worry about it.